It's all over.
What's up guys, it's your boy Rob here and welcome back to another Fallout video. So what today I want to talk about is what the trailer is telling us about the game. Again, this is just speculation, it's just my ideas. I just rewatched the trailer a couple of times and I pulled out a pretty long list of things that are gonna hopefully, or maybe Bethesda is hinting at us that's gonna happen or take place in the game. So again, it's a pretty long list, so let's go through them and I'm gonna try to be as descriptive and of my ideas and what I think is gonna happen. So let's get started. So the first thing that of course the trailer is telling us is that it's of course set in Boston, Massachusetts. This is due to the Paul Revere monument, the Bunker Hills monument, that big building. Fenway Park, of course, those are just, and the USS Constantine, which is the ship that we see parked on top of some buildings. So those give us a pretty accurate description, that is, not description, but it just tells us that the game is going to be set in Boston. Of course, there's not specifications of like how big the map is going to be, or how detailed Boston is going to be. I'm going to link you guys to a Reddit article. Actually, no, I want to link you guys to the video. So these guys, I found them on Reddit. I don't know if it was a team or just one guy, but this guy made a post on Reddit and then he made a video about it where he took various key points in the trailer and then he laid them out on a map of Boston and he determined how big the map is going to be. He it's all just approximately how big the map is going to be, and it's something like 2 times the map size of Skyrim, and where the ground zero is of when the bomb hit, where's Vault 111 and all that stuff. Again, I'm not going to cover that. I'm going to leave you guys in the description of the video, so go check them out. It's really interesting stuff and it actually makes a lot of sense. So, but again, the game is definitely set in Boston. The trailer also shows us 2 different forms of airships. We do see a carrier or a blimp. Again, it hasn't been confirmed or anything like that, but I've seen that people think it's a blimp, people think it's an airship, people think it's a carrier. Anyways, we see something on the air, and it's flying, and it's clearly being controlled, and we also see a Brotherhood of Steel guy rise up in a helicopter type of machine. Maybe it's a vertibird. We do see a vertibird land somewhere with satellites, but then again, that just means that there is airships. Now, we did see a vertibird in the trailer for Fallout 3, but the difference is that here we saw someone go up in it. And again, does that mean that we're going to be able to maybe fly them? Maybe we're going to have to build them? Maybe we just use them as a form of transportation methods? Maybe it's not just walking and running and fast traveling. Maybe we can actually have to get on the airship to travel to someplace farther away. Maybe it's going to be some sort of travel for DLC. We did that for Point Lookout. We took a boat. We took a monorail to the pit. So maybe there's a new form of traveling. And again, we'll see how that connects with stuff in the game. So, taking the central stage, the dog, or German Shepherd, is definitely telling us that there's going to be some sort of companions. They're back, of course. Now, we don't know if maybe this is a permanent companion, or if it's going to be an optional companion like Dogmeat was, or Fox, or, all the companions that we had in the previous game. Does this tell us that there's going to be a lot of companions? If this is going to be just one companion? Again, we can't really tell. We do see that there's definitely a dog companion. That's all we can confirm from the dog being in the trailer. But we can speculate that there's probably going to be more. It's safe to assume that there's going to be more companions. We can probably choose who we can go with. Let's just hope that this time we can actually interact with the companions more and develop their stories more, because I think that's what Fallout 3 didn't do the best. I think the whole purpose of the garage is to tell us that there's going to be gun customization and maybe armor customization in the game. Because we do see that big, I don't know what they're called, it's the board where you see in workshops where all the tools. We see a laser rifle surrounded by a bunch of different pieces that we haven't seen. We also get a look at the rifle that the character holds at the end of the video, as well as in the 4K image that Bethesda released. And we see that rifle looking kind of, modified. It's definitely modified. We see the tape going around and trying to hold all the stuff that's on top of it. And we have those 2 little lenses that maybe it's some sort of focusing device. I don't know. But I think this whole workshop is to tell us that there is definitely a form of gun customized options. Also, the Brotherhood of Steel armor being in the middle, and it's kind of, it looks like it's being, put together. Like, it looks like it's not just setting, like it's ready to go. It looks like it's attached to some stuff to put it together. So maybe there's going to be some sort of armor customization that we can actually apply to the armors we find. We have to, maybe we can build the items. And this also leads me to the point that we do see a Mr. Handy being dismantled in the corner of the workshop. Does that mean that we can use technology or robots to dismantle them and take vital pieces from their insights and make something new out of them? Is that something that Bethesda wants to do now? Maybe some sort of, we can create stuff. Maybe we can create, I don't know, grenades, maybe weapons, maybe, maybe armors, or even, ammunition, possibilities can go a lot. So what is this telling us? There's definitely, is there gun customization, armor customization? Can we pull out stuff from old technology and make it into new Another stuff? Big thing from the garage is that if you zoom in and you squint your eyes, you can actually make out some of the perks in a little poster on the right. Some of the perks that they found are familiar, and they look like perks from the Fallout 3 game. Now, there's also some perks that we haven't recognized. Does that mean there's going to be new perks, returning perks, how that's going to work? And also, in the same garage, we see a bunch of magazines, like Groknak the Barbarian and the Guns magazine. I can't remember what the name of it is. But those were skill magazines, and they would add points to the specific category. So Groknak the Barbarian would add points to your melee skill, and the Guns magazine would add points to your gun skill. So that's probably saying that gun skills are coming. Magazine skills are definitely coming back, as well as some of the perks are returning. Now, this is something that a lot of people missed in the actual trailer, but actually, it's just for a couple of frames. But when the dog goes into the crib of the baby, you can actually see a special book on the ground. This has been covered plenty of times. I didn't want to do anything because, I was a bit late to the party. But I do think that this probably means that the old skill tree of abilities is coming back. Now, does this mean that the old leveling system is going to come back, where you can put in different ability points or skill points to the different set of abilities that you can use? Put 5 points into guns, put 5 points into medicine, put 5 points into science. Is that gonna come back? Because that's kind of what it's hinting at. Again, the special book, it determines your ability. It's just your strength, your perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. That's gotta come back. Maybe it's just like a throwback kind of thing. Maybe like, hey, we still remember the fans and stuff. Here's a little gift for you. Or does that mean that there's actually going to be a special skill set and leveling system like in the old Fallout games? Hopefully that can happen, because actually I do like that leveling system a lot, and I actually do like the point system a lot more than other games. Now, I do also want to point out that they're probably going to go on, kind of follow the tree that Skyrim did, which is actually a pretty good one, which means, what Skyrim did is that the things you did the most, you actually got better at. You didn't have to, like, put in stuff. For example, you can, like, earn all your experience points killing people, but at the end you put in stuff to charisma, talking. I mean, that would make no sense, because you're not actually using the ability to talk to level up. You're using other abilities. Maybe they're probably going to follow the Skyrim tree, and if you talk a lot, you'll get points for talking, and if you shoot a lot, you'll get points for shooting. That would make the most sense to me. We only get to see this for a second, but when the Brotherhood of Steel takes off in the airship, we do see a little glance to a GNN poster, which is definitely a reference to Galaxy's news radio broadcasting that we see in Fallout 3. Now, this is, of course, hinting to the possibility of 3 Dog returning, which is definitely a possibility, since the actor Todd has definitely been hinting that he's probably been working with Bethesda, and he's most likely going to retake his role as 3 Dog in the game. Now, but this opens more questions to myself. Is it going to be multiple? Is there going to be more radio stations? Is there going to be different kinds of music? Is there going to be, how are we going to implement? Is there going to be radio in the show? Is there going to be radio in the game? How is that going to be, affected? Maybe there's more stuff to do with the radio that we can, think of, because he has a poster of the GNN station. So maybe this is telling us that the radio is going to be more important or more popular or more influential with the things we do throughout the game. One of the bigger things that the trailer shows us was those pre-war flashbacks. Now, you want a more detailed description of what I think it is, you should check out my Vault 111 theory in the description. There's where I talk about my entire theory of what the pre-war flash ones are connected with Vault 111 and how do they apply. But I think that the pre-war flashbacks are some sort of intro, kind of like a Last of Us beginning, which you are a kid or a guy in the pre-war era, in 2077, having a jolly life, and that's all the tutorial is. And then, of course, the bombs hit, and then the game starts. That's what I think it is. But then again, this might be some sort of memory where you go back and you go back to relive moments. Maybe you have some sort of like the audio tapes that we found in Fallout 3. Maybe there's videotapes now, and we're seeing them. Again, this also links to another video that I did, which is the Who Is This? Which is right before the trailer cuts from the people trying to get into the vault. A mysterious guy it's there and he just goes away. Be sure to check out the video in the description for a more detailed version of that. But this might hint that we might be a ghost in that area. We might be some sort of memory. Or maybe, these hasn't been explained thoroughly. But I think this might be just a pre-tutorial area where you learn everything, all the basics. So that's what I think is most likely is. The trailer doesn't tell us this, but there's definitely going to be more vaults. Every Fallout game, there has been more vaults. There's always been at least 5 or around that amount of vaults. Again, we have Vault 111, and we don't really, the vaults don't really have an order. Like, it doesn't mean that 15 vaults will be put in Boston, 15 will be put in Washington, 15 in New Vegas. Again, it's not like that. They're all randomly dispersed. The numbers don't follow a pattern. Maybe there is one. I haven't found it. But we have Vault 111, and then we have Vault 112 all the way to the in DC. I don't know how they're dividing the vaults, but there's gotta be more vaults. Maybe 3 or 4 more. And again, the Vault 111 is different. It's very interesting because it's a vault that has a elevator kind of accessing system. We do see the elevator when you leave the vault. You open the door and then you go outside. That's what it is. So maybe there's more vaults with different designs to the entrances. Again, we had the Vault 112, which was underground in a garage with no similar entrances. So maybe this time will be different. Now, this is a super close-up picture of the mysterious stranger walking in the middle of the city, or maybe I know it's a square in Boston. I can't remember what it's called. But then again, if we zoom into his hand, that hand does not look human. It almost looks robotic. Again, a lot of people did a video on this. I didn't do one because, I was late to the party, but I'm taking my chances here. But then again, so this might tell us that there's androids in the game. Now, we did have an android in Fallout 3, and he escaped from the Commonwealth, which is where we are. Cooper, I'm making a video right now. Thank you. Sorry, that's my cat. But anyway, sorry. Maybe that means that there is androids. Now, does that mean that we're going to be able to maybe have some sort of artificial intelligence? We'll be able to maybe add robot parts to us. Like if we break our hand, we have to get a robot hand now. Maybe that's how we are. Maybe we can choose to be a robot. I don't know how robots or androids are going to be included into this, but they're definitely lesser than human. That's what we learned from Fallout 3, that people think that androids are lesser than humans. So that's the big thing. So hopefully we'll see more of that at E3 this Sunday. Now, we're almost done here, but at the end of the trailer, we see the hero, or Vault 111. He reaches and pets the dog, and we get a look at his Pipboy. Now, I don't know if you people have noticed it, but the Pipboy is actually different. The Pipboy is opposite to the regular. The controls are usually on the left side of the Pipboy, and this side of the Pipboy is right. Now, what does that mean? Is our character left-handed? Is it a different model of Pipboy? Maybe a Pipboy 3001, 4000? We don't know. Is there going to be a completely redesigned UI of user interface? That's what I said, idiot. Of the Pipboy? Is there going to be more stuff with the Pipboy? I think this is telling us that there's going to be a new Pipboy with the redesigned UI, and that is going to do probably more things and more helpful stuff. And the final point is that at the end, of course, the character Vault 111 Wanderer, or whatever his name is, he says the 3 words. Let's go, pal. Now, of course, is this telling us that there's going to be a voice protagonist? Is there pre-record lines for the character? Can we even customize a character? Is there just going to be one default character? Which I absolutely vote against. I want to customize my character. I want to be able to have the ability of customization. Now, of course, they can figure out a way to add the voice and make it more customizable, like Mass Effect did, which has the same voice and last name, but you can customize them and make your dialogue choices. Now, of course, in Fallout, you are always talking. You're always choosing what to say. You just never hear it, and that was okay. But now, does that mean that we're going to hear him talk? Maybe they're going to do like a Dragon Age Inquisition, which is, again, they have like 2 sets of voices. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see what Fallout 4 does with the voice actors and stuff. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was a pretty long video, but I had a lot to cover, so hopefully you guys are more informed now. Please let me know what you think of the trailer in the comment section below. If I missed anything, if you have a different point of view, or even if you agree with me. I love talking to you guys in the comment section below. I'm really excited for Fallout 4, and I hope that you guys are excited with me because I cannot wait for Fallout 4 to come out. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like below. It really helps me out, and subscribe for more Fallout 4 content. So my name is Robert, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy vault dwelling.